everyone. It's been a while. Happy March. Today, I would like to recap the elevation worship and the church's sermon. Genesis chapter 32, verse 26. Actually, I was so surprised to come across these Bible verses because this was actually my prayers this week. Because I listen to a lot of other pastors' sermons, and I've learned that the resilience and also how intensely you're seeking God and you want God to really listen to your prayer for the prompt response, right? And by the time I listened to the YouTube sermon I was reminded, yes, this is a great prayer. I would need to use this prayer. And so long story short, I've been praying, God, I won't let you go unless you bless me. This is the Bible verse from Genesis 30, chapter 32, verse 26. Then the man said, let me go, for it is my daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me. So I've been praying this whole week. I won't let you go, God, unless you bless me. I won't let you, God. I won't let you go, God, unless you release that blessing for me. And yeah, this has been my prayer, and it was so interesting to come across that the pastor who's been invited to the Elevation Church has preached this Sunday today that yeah, this was part of his sermon and Bible verses choice. So he mentioned about yes, Lord, and we need to surrender. This is actually, if I need to recap one word during wilderness journey, I would say obedience. Yes, Lord, surrender. I surrender everything to you. What that means is I have my plan and preference and everything. However, your will and your plan prevails. So that comes down to deny myself and deny my preference, deny my plan, deny my limited way of thinking, and truly surrender that I'm ready for you wherever you guide me. I commit to you and I commit to your path because your will and your plan is higher and wider and bigger than mine. So I've been, yeah, and the pastor mentioned about that is key that I wanted to point out. And also the pastor mentioned about Jacob, he's been always on the run. If he encountered any discomfort, he always, yeah, that was his behavior pattern. He was always on the run. But that really didn't fulfill God's plan. So instead of running, fight for it. Because let's say if the tree, think about the tree, to deeply rooted, you need to be really be able to have the strong foundation with deep, thick, long roots. How? To be fighting for the storms, fighting for that, fighting against that wind, storm, snow, rain, everything, so that you'll be blossoming, you'll be flourishing, deeply rooted in that area, right? In that territory. So instead of run away, the sermon message was wrestle through it and also fight for it. And that was the key message. I know it's easier said than done if you're in the middle of stormy season. However, that is the necessary process we all need to go through to receive that crown. Crown meaning, yeah, everlasting victory based on our identity, which is more than conquerors. And Jesus, thanks to him, he overcame the world. So take heart. And I know when you're going through that really refinery firing process, I know it's so painful, and you cannot really like process that feelings even, and wrap around your head and logic and everything, because during the season it's just so much, exceeding your threshold. However, even though it feels like it, at the end of the day, God only allows pain that you can endure and you can bear. So face it instead of run away like Jacob. And my personal story as well, during the COVID, during the wilderness season, instead of facing what I needed to do, asking and seeking God's wisdom and direction, I actually ran away from that reality. And that made me really overly overtrain myself. There's pros and cons, but I was really like that Jacob type. However, after I realized that, what, so if I need to die, I'll die. With that attitude, I yeah, faced whatever I needed to face. And if something is within my control, yes, face it and win it, conquer it. However, if it's not within my reach, within my control, let's say, yes, let's say the toxic environment, or let's say manipulative environment, you cannot change other people's behavior and their nature of their heart. So yeah, that is outside of my control zone, right? So then the wise choice is, I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with that environment, because it's beyond my control and that doesn't do anything good for my well-being. So yeah, of course, in that case, you need to avoid those toxic environment as much as possible. However, that if it is something that is within control and you can really face it, even though it's really challenging, of course, you got to fight for it because that's something that you need to go through. And I wanted to share this with you all. And at the end of the day, after the season is over, when you look back, you'll get to realize why. And during that season, you will get to know that's sifting. It's a filtering process and filtering season, because you'll get to know who is your real friend and who is a fake friend, just the opportunist, or who doesn't really care about your well-being or your life. You'll get to know who is your best friend and who is the just artificial friend, or just one of your contacts, or just a social media something. So of course, every season has a purpose, so hang tight. And I hope this recap is helpful. And if you like this episode, subscribe, click the like button, and follow us on Instagram at fitful.to, and share also takeaways with our neighbors as well. And thank you for checking this episode out. We'll connect next time.